Y ahí iniciamos. And yep, we are online now. So, hello guys. Hello, Jubia. Good evening. I hope life is treating you well today. And I hope you are ready for tonight's session. So, we are going to have great conversation with Jubia. Today, I prepared something different. Instead of talking about a specific topic, we'll be talking about ourselves. So I prepared 15 questions about our own life. So it's gonna be like easier to talk or to tackle those questions, I believe. And we are gonna leverage this conversation as well to know a little bit more about the participants, in this case about Jubia and about myself. So we are gonna be answering questions about ourselves, our lives, and our preferences. And that's it. We in this kind of session we just try to speak 100% in English. We don't have teachers here. We are here just in order to practice and evolve our English level. So if you wanna join us, you will be welcome. So you just have to contact us. And that's it a little bit about these kind of sessions. And as we already know each other kind of well with Hubia, and we already did a lot of times the self-presentation, I believe that we are gonna skip that part. Okay, so let's move on to the question number one. So Hubia, it's your turn. Could you please read the first question and answer it?
Yes. What's something small that always makes your day better? Something small is when I wake up and I see the the light of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
I feel better when the day is is not raining. I
Mm-hmm.
my mood I feel better. My mood is mm, more calm. I feel that my day is more productive
Mm-hmm.
than when it's a rainy day.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Thank you so much for sharing. So I could say that you prefer sunny days instead of rainy days. That's it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, that's good. Well, in my case, I prefer rainy days, but it is because I work from home, so I don't have to like get out of my home. So I am safe here. Well, in my case, let me see here. What's something small that always makes your day better? Something small, I'm gonna say that it's like having like a good time. It doesn't matter if it's just 30 minutes, 15 minutes with my wife. Like watching TV or just talking about different things during the lunchtime or the dinner time. For me, it's I believe it's enough because it's a moment that we talk about different things aside work, aside stress. There are some days that we cannot like avoid all of those topics because life is like that. But when we talk about like really random topics and we laughed a lot, I believe it's a moment that is special for me and makes me feel completely happy. And that's it. That's my answer. So I believe that as we are just two participants today, we can like pick up a random question. So you read the first one. I'm gonna like read whatever question I want. The only thing that it's that we cannot repeat the same question. Okay. So let me see here. I'm gonna skip or I'm gonna pick the question number 10. I'm curious. Let me see here. Question number 10. What kind of music do you enjoy the most? Well, to be honest, I stopped like listening to music lately because nowadays, I'm not gonna say that I prefer, but I try to listen a lot of English podcasts in English, as well podcasts in French, because it's something that I really need. So I stopped listening to music. Meanwhile, I work. So consequently, I stop. I mean, like my music preferences are kind of rusty nowadays. But I believe that in general, I prefer romantic music, classic music, and as well worship music, gospel music. That's the word. I'm not sure if you know, but I am Christian. Aside that I am Christian, that's my name. I am Christian. That's my religion. So I am Adventist. So in my religion, there are a lot of gospel musicians. I really love the kind of, obviously not all of them, but I enjoy listening to them, and as well singing. So I believe that's that combination. It makes me love the gospel music. So I'm gonna say that I love singing, and as well I love singing romantic music. So that's the way that I made my wife fell in love to me with me. I believe that's the sentence. So
Nice.
that so that's my answer. So I would like to know from you, Juvia, what kind of music do you enjoy the most?
I love K-pop music. Um, it started when I was at my first college, and I was not in a good day. I was studying in the library, and I started to search about a K-pop group. It's called BTS, and it was 2016. Yes. And I searched about them and started to watch uh the the MV, and I really like the how the music sounds. I love the lyrics, and they talk about self-love. They talk about uh adult problems of young adults have in common, and this is why I love them so much. I really appreciate this kind of music, this kind of culture. So K-pop is what I listen the most. But after that, I really like to listen to rock music. Before
Thanks.
that, sorry.
Okay. Before that, thank you so much, Juvia, and I really appreciate your answer. I knew a little bit about your music preferences because as I follow you on Instagram, I can see your posts, it's not your reels, it's your status, and
Sorry.
your stories. That's the word. So you share a lot of that kind of music. It's pretty interesting. I didn't know that it was really famous here, like, or popular here in Brazil. In Bolivia, it's the same. There are a lot of people who loves K-pop. It became kind of popular in South America in general, if I am not mistaken. And I didn't know that the lyrics are meaningful. Like it has a message, because there are a lot of music that the lyrics it says anything, but I believe that the music that shares this kind of message are powerful. So that's it. Thank you so much. And it's about culture as well, K-pop. Uh, Thank you so much, Juvia. And now it's your turn. You can pick up whatever question you want. but not one nor 10.
Okay. Mm, what's the best food you've ever tried? My best food was when I traveled to São Paulo with my friends, and we went to a Thai restaurant, and I ate um dish called cow patty. I don't know how to say, but it's rice with shrimp, and I don't know. In the dish they use pineapple too. It's perfect. I love food that they put something uh I how do you say, something sweet and something with salt. I like these two things in one food. So that's my favorite uh, food.
Thank you so much. Yeah, there are a lot of people who loves this kind of combination, something salty and something sweet at the same time. Before, I didn't like this kind of combination, but nowadays I love it even more now that I live here in Brazil. And when I go to pizzerias, I there are like the sweet options with chocolate, with ice cream, even with a lot of toppings, different toppings that are sweet. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, Julio, for sharing. Well, in my case, I was thinking about it. Well, my favorite food is Bolivian, but I didn't want to talk about that at this time. So I was thinking about one thing that was different, and I love it. And then I just tried it like once. So it was a time when I had a chance to go to the United States, and I went to dinner with my aunt, and she she took me to a Thailand restaurant, if I am not mistaken, and they had like it was like a soup, but it had rice. So I love rice, and it had beef and chicken. But I picked up the chicken one, and as you said, the flavor was kind of sweet. At the same time, it was salty, and in addition to that, it was kind of spicy. And from my view,
Yes,
the Indian and the Thailand food, they use like kind of the same flavorings or seasonings that Bolivians use. So I believe that it made it like even more special for me. But the flavor it was as well really delicious. I cannot describe it, but that those kind of combination of flavors in my mouth, like spicy, salty, and sweet at the same time, it was really great. I do not remember the name of the dish, but for sure, if there are some Thailands or people who love this kind of food, perhaps they kind of figure it out. And that's it about me and about my favorite food or a different food that I loved. Let's move to the next question. So let me see here. Okay, I believe that it is pretty interesting. The question number 14. What's one goal you have for this year? Well, I've set a lot of goals for this year, and I believe that everybody has many goals. But perhaps something that is related to this kind of community and this kind of session that we have, that is language learning acquisition. I would like to learn Italian, and I would like to use the same strategy that I used when I started learning French. And something that I would like to do with kind of experiment is sharing like 30 days learning Italian with me. So for free. like using just free resources on the internet or videos, perhaps free lessons on YouTube, in order to show people that it is completely possible to learn a new language from scratch, but obviously using different strategies, or perhaps using the strategies that I use. Obviously, the same resources that I use won't work well for different people because we are all different, but it's something that I would like to do. I don't know when. I was thinking about the date, but perhaps on June or July I will do those kind of videos about it. That's a goal that I have for this year. And I would like to know from you, Jubia. Tell us about one specific goal that you have.
My goal this year, the most important is to get a internship on data. I really want to work with it. I I worked as a lawyer. I worked as a analyst, support analyst, and I felt that I could be better working in the background. I always had to work directly with people, and this was so hard to me. And now I want to try new things to work with. So I really want to achieve this goal. It's not being easy to get this job, but I all, I every day I tried.
Thank you so much for sharing again, Jubia, and I'm pretty sure that you are gonna accomplish your goal because you are working hard. I can see your effort on LinkedIn. We were talking about that before this session, and you are pretty focused on your goals. So I'm completely sure that you're gonna reach all of them. So thank you
Okay.
so much for sharing, and now it's your turn to pick up the next question. So go ahead.
Okay. Mm, what was your favorite activity as a child? My favorite activity, I had two favorite activities. I loved to swim. Uh, my dad always took me to swim on a school. I don't know to how is the name of the place where you you know how to swim, but he always uh, took me to the place where I know how to do this. I was like 4 years old, and I also loved to go to ballet. I think it was the moment where I felt that I was really good on something that I was doing. So these two activities was my favorite. once.
Thanks so much. I was like searching here on internet in order to refer to the place where you learn how to swim or improve your skills on swimming. I believe you can say swimming school. I'm not sure. I
I'm in
found that
school.
information. Hmm.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Julia, for sharing. And now it's my turn. It's about my family as well. My dad, he's a sport journalist. I'm not sure if that's the word, but is he works as I don't know how to say that. Let me search here.
Sport journalist.
Uh, okay, he works as a football commentator. Okay, so
Oh,
with that, he always took us to the stadium, to me and my brother, older than me. So we were always like into football, and I always liked to eat as well. So when people go to the stadium, people as well they eat a lot, and in Bolivia it's the same. And every single time that we went to the stadium, it was normally on weekends day, like Sundays. He always took me firstly to the like key little food stores on the stadium, and we picked like delicious food. And after that, we went to the arquibancadas. I don't know how to say that in English. And we saw the match together. So that I believe that all of that context was special for me. Another one that I would like to share, as you shared too, was going to the restaurant as well. We had like an special restaurant that all of my family loved to eat in. Its name is Panchita, and they sell fried chicken, Bolivian fried chicken, and it was really delicious. I said it was in the past because the flavor has changed, and nowadays it is not that good, but it is still popular in Cochabamba, Bolivia. But when we were younger and when that business started, the flavor was amazing. So every single time that we went to that restaurant with all of my family, like in the context of my family, I believe all of that was pretty special for me. And that's it about two activities that I liked and I always remember. So let's move on to the next question, and it's my turn. Let me see here. Okay, it's the question number 8. What's something new you tried recently? Uh, Let me see here. Well, recently, it's related to my career. I and it's related to this community as well. So I started as a small project. However, I stopped as well. I am trying to create like a little application, a app, to the participant of this community to enroll to this conversation and stop using Google Forms. So, but I stopped because I don't have too much time. And with that entrepreneurment, I am using a new technology that, well, it's not a new technology, but perhaps a new framework of .NET Core. And so I am creating an API with minimal APIs that it's really similar as Node.js APIs. It's kind of simpler. You didn't have to write a lot of code in order to create your endpoints. So it's like a new framework that I'm using with the same technologies, and it's something new that I've been trying. Unfortunately, I stopped that, but perhaps I am gonna continue next month, and I would like to release that version in order to you to enroll easily to these sessions. And that's it. What about you, Jubia?
Um, that's pretty cool to create an app to use for the classes. I think it's gonna be really useful, and even if you want to, I don't know, to sell this one day. um Something new. I was searching. I am working on a project too. I'm learning how to use Docker, Airflow, and I really like the process of knowing how to use a new technology, and it's hard too because I using APIs and mm, it's mm, not always the API return the data that I want to create a model and to after that um, have an insight to create a dashboard. So it's it's hard to finish my project, but I am I am doing well. I made the the first part. It's entertainment project. I using data from hating moving site and Spotify too to rank it the top 10 most popular movies, most popular music in Brazil, and it's something that I think it's interesting. So I like to study about this subject.
Thank you so much. Docker is amazing. At the beginning, it's kind of difficult to understand it, how it works. It blew your mind, but after
Mhm.
that, I believe that it's powerful nowadays. It's mandatory to know Docker if you work not like in IT in general, but if you are in the technical part, I believe it's important to know Docker, Kubernetes, and all of those technologies. And that's it.
Yeah,
Let me see here. Uh, was it me who picked up the last question, or was it
I
you?
think it
Where?
was you. Now
Okay.
it's me.
Okay, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Um, if you could live in any country for a year, where you would it be and why? And it's the second question. If I could live in another country for a year, I think I I could live in China because it's a beautiful place. It's very safe to live there, and it's very it's a very technological place. I think I I could really enjoy living there and travel uh, the this around the cities. It's big 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 country to visit, and I like the culture too, the food. I like um some artists from China. I like the cinema from China. So I think I could really enjoy it to live there for a year, not for hours, but for a year. I think I could really enjoy to live there.
Another thing that you would do in that year would be learning Chinese.
Yes,
One
I
year
could
learning
learn in
Chinese.
Chinese too. It's important
Important.
nowadays.
Yeah, there are a lot of people, business people, who are saying that Chinese is gonna be like the most important language in order to do business around the world.
Yes,
Yeah,
English
that's
and in Chinese.
uh-huh, those both. Uh-huh. Thank you so much again for sharing, Jubia. Well, in my case, I'm gonna choose Canada, specifically Quebec. Perhaps because I always wanted to, well, when my wife and I started like dreaming about working abroad, the first thing that we thought was going to Canada because there were a lot of information on internet, people talking about it, the process, IT professionals going over there, and a lot of I was bombarded by this information, and I believe that my mind like set this country like it is my desired country. However, we didn't like accomplish it yet, so I would like to go over there, not just for working, but also for knowing more about the culture, specifically Quebec, because Quebec is a bilingual province. They are distributed by provinces. They don't have states like the United States or here in Brazil with the states, the high provinces. So this is the only official only province that has two official languages. That it's French and English. And I know that the French accent that they have it's pretty different if we compare it with French of France. So I believe that it will be interesting to live there. And I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube about Quebec, and it's magical, I would say. Well, at least the videos. I'm not sure if it's like that because there is a lot of differences when you watch videos or when you are in that place. But at least the pictures or the landscapes, the castles that they have, it's impressive. At least the videos that I watched, and as well for learning or perhaps improving my French and obviously my English at the same time. I believe that it will be like one productive year. So yeah, I believe that it's my answer. And that's it. Thank you so much for choosing that interesting question. Let's move on to the next one, and it's my turn. We have still 20 minutes. Let's see if we can finish all of the questions. Let me see here. Uh, is your life? It's so deep. It's a deep one. I want to skip that one. Okay. What's your dream job, even if it's unrealistic? Well, mm, it's a it's a hard one. Perhaps I'm gonna be more realistic than unrealistic. I believe that my dream job is still working in IT. However, using more my language skills. I currently speak Spanish because my mother tongue. I speak Portuguese. It's not like a perfect Portuguese, but I because I live here in Brazil. I speak English. I speak English because we are speaking English here, and I am learning French. So I believe that combining those skills with like a specific position in IT area, that I'm not sure if a technical one or perhaps more like business part, like I'm not sure if a PO or a project manager, those kind of position that makes me use all of those that passion that I found on language learning or language acquisition, joined with IT. That would make me feel like fulfilled. I'm gonna say. So I'm not sure if you're gonna reach that, like, or I'm gonna find that kind of job, and obviously well paid as well, because we need to we need to live, we need to accomplish material things as well. So perhaps that combination, using my language skills, the profession that I've acquired, and having a good salary. That will be enough for me. And I would like to know from you, Juvia, what's yours?
My dream job, I want to work on IT area too, on data engineering maybe, and I want to work from home, and I want to have a salary uh, that can help me to travel and work at the same time. I think it could be good if I use my second language to work with, to talk with my colleagues on work. I think it could be nice to travel, to work and travel and um, have better condition of life. I want to be independent from my family. I want a work that can give me those things.
I forgot to mention working from home is something I would like to have. Nowadays, I have it, but I don't know if the future in a new position I will. But it's something that I would like to because it's amazing. Working from home is something really good,
Yes.
really good. I cannot complain. Thank you so much, Juvia, for sharing again. And I believe it's your turn. You can choose whatever question you want.
Okay. What do you usually do in your free time? In my free time, I like to watch K-dramas or see dramas from Taiwan, from China, from Korea, from Japan. I really like uh, cinema the from these countries. I I currently watching um action drum action series, and it's it's so good. It's thrilling because um you you start to think that the protagonist um, how do you say that he can do what he's trying to do. We start to say, how do you say torcer in English? Torcer. I don't know how to say torcer in English, but we start to think that the protagonist gets what he wants, and he or she uh, passes for many situations that it's so hard to to advance. And I like the action scenes, the fights. I think it's all incredible. I currently watching um action series of the name that I'm watching in Netflix now It's sem piedade in Portuguese. I don't know how it's the title in English. I don't know, but it's pretty good.
Thank you so much. It's pretty interesting. I haven't
Sure.
uh, I, I haven't watched a dorama yet. But however, my wife she loves it. Perhaps in the future we are gonna share a dorama. And in order to say to cheer, yeah, that's something I want to say. I searched here on internet as well in order to say torcer, that it's in Portuguese, animar in español, to cheer. You can use that verb in English. Thank you so much again. Let me see. In my case, it's in my free time. In my free time as well, I try to relax. And in work days, like from Monday to Friday, it's kind of difficult to do like pretty different things like going out to a restaurant because at the end of the day we are so tired. So here at home, watching not a movie, perhaps something shorter like a series. Nowadays we are watching a soap opera that is a novela in Portuguese, and we watch them. Brazilian soap operas in order to practice Portuguese and acquire new vocabulary. So it's been really useful. And something interesting that I want to say is that those soap operas were pretty popular in Bolivia as well, but they were like broadcast in Spanish, obviously translated to Spanish. But watching a movie, watching a series, watching a soap opera in the original language, it's different. So we're watching them in Portuguese now. It's nice, and it's something that we enjoy doing here. And when I have time, in my free time I study French. I try to write a little bit of, like short phrases in French. I believe it's helping me, and as well I create memes for the community. Some it's pretty interesting to say that because when you watch a meme, you think, oh, that's kind of easy to do them or to create them or to make them. However, you need to be really creative and innovative. From my view, it's for me when I have ideas, it's difficult to create memes. And the worst part of it is when you have an idea and you post it, there you don't have the results that you were looking for, and you don't get or you don't receive the amount of likes that you wanted. However, I have fun when I create them, and that's it about my answer. Let's move on to the question number. It's my turn, so I'm gonna go to the question number 16. Today we have a 16 one that is like a joker. So I'm gonna ask something that I want to know from you. Okay. So the question goes like this: ask whatever question you want to your session mate. So I would like to know from you, Rubia, how do you know about these sessions? And what do you think about this? It is not an entrepreneurment, but what do you think about this community, in your words?
Um, I knew about the sessions because I am at a community called Dados por Todos on WhatsApp, and Masueli talked. I was I was talking about um oh my god, how do you say, about entrevista. Entrevista. I was talking about an interview that I will have on the future in English, and I wanted to improve my English because it was uh, years I was not in practicing. And Maswali talks about the your sessions. So I I started to follow you on LinkedIn and to use the form because I wanted to participate the sessions. I really want to improve my English to talk um, with more natural language, more natural talking. And I think it's a very good community to improve your language, to talk about what you are thinking, and I don't feel nervous to talk because everyone is is improving their languages too, and we are in all levels, so it's good to talk with someone who knows more or someone who knows less. We we are learning together. So to me it's pretty good because I don't have the money now to get English classes, and doing this all one day by week, it's good to improve, and it's free to be here, so it's privilégio. I don't know how to say in English. Talvez I think it's um privilégio, privilege to be here.
Thanks so much. That touched my heart. I'm really happy because you are learning here and you are leveraging this because you know, as you said, this is free and this is for everybody. Even though we are like we are not too many people here, but those who are here, I'm sure that are taking advantage of this time, and I'm sure that you are doing that. And it's your turn. You can ask me whatever question you want.
Um, how do you get your first job on IT area? Do you get an internship first?
Okay, so I didn't have like an internship, fortunately, because the first job that I got was already paid. However, it wasn't like you know, like a big salary or amount of money. How I did it, when I was like finishing my university or my classes, I was in the last year. I had classes with a professor, I believe that's the word, professor who was already working in a company that was greatly focused on software development, and I believe that he saw something not special, but perhaps a potential in me in the classes because he taught us at that time that databases structure, queries, how to create them. It wasn't even like directly development like the
Mm,
language like coding, but it was databases focused on databases. So and he was kind of my friend. It was a acquaintance, but after that he became my friend. So when the semester ended, he told me that I should send my CV to the company that he was working in because they were like needing more workforce. So I decided to send my CV over there, but before that, I sent to other places because it wasn't like sure to get that job. So I did a lot of interviews, like 3 or 4 interviews before having my chance to have an interview with that company. I failed on all of those, like that I did first. And when I had the chance to have an interview with that company, with that institution, as a matter of fact, I got hired, and I was pretty happy. I had to code like a little application. It was pretty difficult to me at that time. However, I finished it, and they chose me, and that was my first opportunity, and that was paid. And I started like as a junior developer, working with C Sharp and Silverlight, a really old technology that doesn't exist anymore. And that's it. That's how I got my first job. And that's it.
Oh,
I believe that we don't have enough time to keep answering today's questions, but I would like to know from you. You already shared a little bit of how it's been, how it's been your journey here in the community. But I would like to know from you about this session, a specific session. How was it, and if you learned something new this night or this evening, please let us know.
I think today it was more easier to answer the questions. The subject was more general too. It's good to have some classes like this way, but it's important to talk about more difficult topics too, because we have to improve our language. So we have to do to talk about difficult things too. And I think it was pretty good to talk about this subject today. And that's it.
Thanks so much. As you said, it's important to have like difficult topics that, as we had the last one, the previous this one, we talked about in the imposter syndrome. And then remember, it was challenging for everybody. However, it's important because we can acquire more vocabulary with those challenges. However, I believe that it's important as well to have a lighter topics or sessions like this one, because we know we all have like in our minds what we want to share. The only thing that we have to do is translated it to English and share them. It's not that easy as it sounds, but it's the way that we learn. So I'm pretty happy to know that you that to hear that you are learning a lot in on these sessions, and I'm sure that you will accomplish all of your goals with English as well. So congratulations, because you are the one of the only participants who attends every single session, and I'm sure that your effort will pay off someday. And that's it. Thanks so much for being here again, and I hope to see you in the next session, the next Monday. See you
Thank you.
later, and have a great night. Ciao, ciao.